So it was a
Was where are you?
the fast the onyame esum no ɔyɛ nyame kɛse. So it was a real humbling at Anfield as Real Madrid did their thing against Liverpool, beating them by 5 goals to 2 over the weekend. Then on Thursday, everybody expected a miracle. No, some Barcelona fans were expecting a miracle, but the miracle didn't happen. The miracle worker actually, turned the tides on Barcelona by beating them 2 goals to 1. Manchester United going through. Lots of action over the weekend, including this weekend. There's a lot to talk about, especially Manchester United. Listen, we'll go back to the weekend, the midweek games. Talk about the Champions League. We do a quick review. We speak about seemingly the Italian Renaissance. Nobody is actually taking a closer look at Napoli. What we are seeing with Napoli and Inter Milan, an indication that these Italian teams might cause a bit of a surprise in the Champions League. There's lots of action, lots of football to talk about, lots of other sports to talk about. The whole squad, the entire team is here. Myself, Kofi Asedu, Percy Bonny, all the team is here. When we gather, it's quality sports, excellent analysis, fun. Trust me, for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours, we have you covered. Make sure you share the link. If you've not subscribed, subscribe to Sports 101. Like our videos. We want to hear your comment. We want to see your comment in the comment section. Engage us as the topic roll by. Quickly, Kofi. Over the weekend, lots of action.
Well, I have a song for you.
Oh, come on.
He's the miracle working.
Is it,
La la la.
I knew you would
He's
go
the
there.
la la la. La 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 la.
I knew you would
Oh
go there.
man.
I knew you would go there. We have Percy.
I tell you you're going
I
to
want to
play
give
the
Percy
keyboard
a
for me.
name. Percy on the show. Percy is our historian. Percy can give you everything history. He's our historian. So when you hear me calling Percy the historian, don't be surprised. But what has been your seminal sporting event throughout the weekend? Quickly, 60 seconds.
Well, quick one. I think that for people who love the NBA, I think that it has when the NBA trade deadline had to come on. It was about teams constructing their roster. Being a Laker fan, I saw the Lakers make some huge moves, but I think that the seminal story for me has to be Kevin Durant going to the Phoenix Suns. I think that is huge. That is huge.
Interesting move there.
And for me, I was just watching their game with the Milwaukee Bucks before we came on set, and he's still in street clothes. I shudder to think what might become of the Phoenix Suns when he gets to pair with Chris Paul, when he gets to Devin Booker, DeAndre 18, and when he gets to pair with all of these superstars at the Phoenix Suns. I think that they will be one hell of a team. And the West is choked, man. The West is choked. I mean, it will be interesting. But obviously, I mean, like before I use my last 30 seconds, I think that it's been a good week for Manchester United.
Yeah.
It's been a make or break week for Manchester United. First of all, in the Europa Cup game against Barcelona, and then in the EFL Cup, which was played today. I know we talk about it, but
We'll have an
it's been a
extensive,
super week for
You're a
Manchester
United
United.
fan, you're excited.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited more because we are also into our second week of our partnership
With
with
Taddy
Taddy
FM.
FM 99.1 FM.
Exclusive.
And it's exclusive. It's exclusive. I hate to say this, but Sports 101 is the channel your pundits listen to, your
Exactly.
favorite
They
pundits listen to, because this is not a soccer channel. This is a sports channel. We talk basketball,
we
we
talk
talk b-ball,
everything
we talk
sports. We
golf,
talk
we talk tennis.
everything
We don't
sports.
do just
Yeah, we don't
football.
just do football. But as Kofi said, that we are live on Takrady FM 99.1. So wherever you are, the radio person, make sure you listen to Takrady FM 99.1 FM. This is Sports 101. Percy, seminar event over the weekend. Quick one.
For me, it's one thing. I remember last week when we came here, I told you that those white angels, there is something about the Champions League
When they
anthem
hear
that
pam
that's what they
pam
hate.
pam.
No, no. When they hear it, they get annoyed. It is not about you. You can bury a cow at your stadium. You can let the ancestors who died in the 96 ancestors. You can let the 96 ancestors who came to demolish Barca come and play for you. They would let you know that the anthem is actually for them. There was something that had never happened. One game brought about 5 to 6 records. They just demolished, arguably, the most iconic home stadium in
We
Champions
will
League.
talk about that game, but those that are listening to us, if you want to, engage us via, WhatsApp, not if, we want you to engage us via WhatsApp on our WhatsApp number. I'll put a number across very soon: 0242 145249. If you're outside Ghana and you also want to engage us, just make sure you add +233, right?
Yeah.
+233 242 145249. But if you are in Ghana, it's 0242 145249. Just send us a WhatsApp message on the topics we are discussing. Anything you want to share with us on the show, we will read out your comments and your messages. We are live, like I said, on Taddy FM 99.1. And those that are watching us from Europe, America, wherever you're doing the watching from, Kofi, the super stickers are very important.
Very
Send us the super stickers. Engage us. We know you guys love the show, and we love you too. The number one sports channel in Africa right now. No competition.
Yeah, and lucky,
Kofi,
lest I forget,
yeah.
there was also one thing that happened during the weekend. Of course, when we get to the Premiership, we'll talk about it. That is a bill that has gone to the UK Parliament about bringing an independent regulatory body to actually regulate the Premier League. And I think a lot of people's attention has not gone there. And today we will actually bring some expositions to them to see why they really want to talk about and why
Exactly.
they know they have realized that the Premier League clubs are thriving, yet the League One clubs are really struggling
Yeah.
about the should I say the liquidation of Barry FC and the relegation of Portsmouth that they don't ever want to see again, and a whole lot of issues. We'll delve
Okay.
into that.
Let's get start the show. Kofi, Liverpool at Anfield. Honestly, I thought that they would, give Real Madrid a run for their money. And when they went up by 2 goals to 0, I thought, okay, are we seeing Liverpool pulling up a surprise, because everybody thought Real Madrid were going to beat Liverpool with some ease. It did happen eventually, but not Real Madrid going down 2-0. And the surprising thing was that even at 2-0, Madrid were so calm. They were very, very calm on their ball. They didn't panic. Let's look at that game, and like Sports 101 does, let's look at the approach by both teams from a technical and a tactical point of view.
Well,
What went right for Real Madrid and what went wrong for Liverpool?
well, two things. Yes, Liverpool have a team that have won trophies, but Real Madrid has a team that have won superior trophies and have won it on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
So this evening I was telling somebody that for every team to be successful, you need a lot of bad men in there. And if you look at the Real Madrid team, they have a lot of bad men, men who have been to the occasion, seen it, conquered it, lifted it, whichever way you want to look at it. These are men for the grandest of occasions. And what happened was that, in fact, I mean, this evening I was listening to something. I mean, I was amazed to find that Casemiro has been to 15 finals.
That's crazy.
He's won 14 of them. He's one of 14 of them. And if you want to trace it back to the Real Madrid team, you can list characters like Karim Benzema. You can look at even my good friends Vinicius Jr. You can list characters like Luka Modric. You can list Toni Kroos. You can list all of them. I mean, Thibaut Courtois. So when they fell behind 2 goals to 0 at Liverpool, they were like, okay, football is a mind game.
Yeah.
Guys, we know our best potential. We've been there. We know the form of Liverpool. We've seen it, done it to them, and we do not need to panic. So they went back into reverse gear, took a survey of everything around them, and decided to move up another gear. That's exactly what happened. Because if you look at the Real Madrid Liverpool game, yes, Liverpool had 2 quick fire goals, but the turnaround came when Vinicius Jr., one of their standout performance from last season, and it's amazing to think that 3 seasons ago, this was a guy who was almost being not sought after by some of his teammates. I mean, there was even rumor that they said that if he gets the ball, do not pass the ball to Vinicius. You understand? So Vinicius gets the goal, and then there's the turnaround, and then Liverpool start capitulating, and then Real Madrid go into the dressing room, 2 goals equal. When they came back in the second half, the champion mentality in Real Madrid came to the party. What they did was that they exploited Liverpool's weaknesses and magnified it. One, they realized that Liverpool could not defend set pieces. So that's where they attacked. And Real Madrid have some big men in there. Militao is big. I mean, you have Karim Benzema being a huge figure in there. And so they exploited it. And then when they went up 3-2, what they did was that they invited Liverpool to challenge them. And everybody knows on this show that one of the biggest problems that Liverpool does have is their midfield. The midfield is almost close to non-existent at certain points in time. So what Real Madrid did was that, okay, Liverpool, we've gone 2-0 down, we've come back 3-2. Come on, give us your best fight. Then Liverpool foolishly fell for that bait. They foolishly fell for that bait. A very good evening to Pius Hayford. They foolishly fell for that bait, and then what Real Madrid was that hits them on the super counter attack. Because Real Madrid, yes, Karim Benzema is not the quickest, but in Rodrigo, in Vinicius Jr., in Valverde, in that game, Camavinga was so on point. I mean, in Camavinga, they have some of the quickest, youngest on the planet. They hit Liverpool on the counter. Liverpool do not know what hits them. But for me, this game shows that Real Madrid are in a different stratosphere when it comes to the mentality of the club. I mean, Percy has constantly said that. I mean, when you reach self-actualization, it's difficult it's difficult to motivate yourself. But if you look at Real Madrid, the fact that they are able to re-motivate themselves, they are able to over and over and over again. And I do not know where these guys find the energy to do what they do on the pitch. But for me, Real Madrid are in a different class. I did not rate them prior to this particular fixture. But after what they did to Liverpool,
They're looking like they might just win it again.
no, if Real Madrid gets to this point in the Champions League, it will take themselves to not to win the Champions League. It will be a self-capitulation that would amount to them not winning the Champions League. You understand? Because once they get it, they smell blood.
Yeah.
And once they smell blood, they have the big guys for the biggest of occasions to lift the trophy. But lucky. See, this is an unpopular opinion. Klopp needs to be fired.
We'll talk about Jurgen Klopp.
Judging Klopp, we don't need to talk about judging Klopp. We don't need to waste a lot of energy on judging Klopp. Klopp needs to be fired anytime soon. If Liverpool was a club with a lot of pride, Klopp wouldn't be manager now. I cannot imagine this rot going on at Chelsea in the past. Yes, now they have to tolerate Potter. You understand? But I cannot imagine this rot going on at Chelsea in the past. And you look at the bad form. Listen, I mean, you want to put yesterday's game into context. You know, before yesterday, Crystal Palace was the team that Klopp, in his time
I've
at
beaten more
Liverpool,
than any other
had
team.
gotten more points
Yeah.
off than any other team in the league. They go there, hit a drab 0-0. I mean, you cannot tell me there's something not wrong with the manager.
But for me, I think that the problem with Liverpool is as technical as it is tactical. Tactical from the manager's perspective, technical from the player's perspective, because clearly, after yesterday's game, he actually admitted that there is a problem with the team in his post-match interview. He finally admitted that there is a problem with the team. And I keep wondering, people have been telling you, if not maybe your backroom staff, journalists have been saying, we've seen a problem. Your midfield is practically non-existent. You go out there and recruit Atamelo, who had played barely 10 games for Juventus, had not played a single game. You bring him, and up till now, I'm yet to see him, play for the senior team of Liverpool. He's been training with the junior team and the subs and all of that. His recruitment has been very, very poor. I felt that as good as Gakpo is a player, that was not the player they needed. It was more of a want than a need. The other thing too is that his back line is suffering. Virgil van Dijk is not the player we knew 2-3 seasons ago. Joe Gomez obviously is having a problem. Trent Alexander-Arnold, this season has been operating about 40%. So technically, the players have, and Jordan Henderson, your man. I feel that the entire Liverpool setup is so much such that it will be so easy for teams right now to go up against Liverpool and believe that this is a team that is there for the taking. We can beat them because technically most of the players are not up there. Even in form wise, the players are not up there. The excuse may be given that the likes of uh, 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 Diaz, he's just coming in, and Firmino and Jota and all of that. But that's not an excuse. Liverpool have spent a lot to try to build a squad that is very competitive enough. But over the years, in the last 7 years, I feel that Jurgen Klopp has failed in that aspect because you need to look beyond. After 2-3 years of building a team, you need to look at, okay, let me try and recycle what is left and improve upon it. That's one thing Pep Guardiola has done very well. You saw the players that he's been bringing in, year out. He realized that Fernandinho will leave. Who is likely to replace him? He brings in Calvin Phillips. Though Calvin Phillips has not had a lot of game time, watch next season, he will gradually, seemingly, integrate him into the team. He finds a way to at least re-engineer or try and find player replacement for positions that are gradually fading away. How many years has Jordan Henderson failed this team? Consistently, like for the past, you've been talking about him since God knows. You always ask, what is his greatest strength? So for me, Jurgen Klopp is his own enemy, and it's the reason why we are here. Real Madrid, I mean, they were brilliant. Liverpool, from the blast of the whistle, came at Real Madrid, attacked them, pressed very well. But the players that they have, after 10, 15, 20 minutes, they cannot press consistently because the midfield is weak. The midfield is not as sharp as it is. And the front men are not as sharp as it. Mo Salah is not sharp again. Darwin Nunes, all these players, even Darwin Nunes, I heard that, he had to be injected before he plays the game. So for me, I was surprised Liverpool went up by 2 goals to 0. I mean, in the first 15 minutes. But I wasn't surprised that eventually Real Madrid tore them into shreds. Percy, what do you think?
You see, there is this one thing that has to do with teams and the dynasties they've built. Um, save, I'm not being biased here, but I would use the numbers to tell you, save the Manchester United dynasty of 1992 to 2013. No team has gone 6 years of constant relevance without ever coming down. No team. You can mention in the 90s, you can talk of probably AC Milan. The maximum was 2-3 years. Arrigo Sargis AC Milan. They left. You had Barca coming in. They were just a year or two. Then they went to the wilderness. Barca was never relevant. Real Madrid were in the what do you call it? Wilderness from 65. They were never relevant in the Champions League till 1998 that they won again. Then they were 2 years relevant. 98, 2000, 2002. That was it. Barca, for everything they started in 2006. They were relevant until Ronaldinho faded away. Then the Messi dynasty came again, 2009. 2015, it was over. The rest were just La Liga with what do you call it, Atletico and Real Madrid. The Chelsea dynasty we know was a hire and fire. They come 2 years relevance, 2 years wilderness, 2 years relevance. And this is the same thing that I was expecting a coach like Klopp to see. Because if you take that of Ferguson, he wins for about 2-3 years. Let's take between 1999 and 2001. He won the league 3 consecutive years after Arsene Wenger has won it in 97-98. He won it in 98-99, 2000 and 2001. Now, after winning it, he went to the wilderness again for a year and Arsenal won it. And the funny thing is that his Manchester United was such that United had a system. Of course, it doesn't change. But he always tried to push a player to replace another player as a poster boy, or he changes the shape a little, maintaining the core, and he never takes away the entire core at a time. He never did that. So whenever the team was playing, let's say you take the era of Cantona. Cantona after 19 said he has retired for no reason. So captaincy had to just shift to Roy Keane all of a sudden. Roy Keane held the team for a while. He held it until 2006. And until 2006, little did we know that he was sporting someone like Michael Carrick. Immediately after the World Cup in 2006, when he had to push Roy Keane to go, Carrick stepped in. Carrick was in the fold, not knowing that he has spotted someone like Anderson in 2007. That is the under 20. He came in 2008. He stepped in. He used these. So it was, and even when Ronaldo was leaving in 2009, we never thought Rooney could take the torch and continue. This is what we were just talking about with Klopp. He played with a team. He played with a system. His front three, everything was excellent. Henderson came in 2011 after having a seemingly stellar season with Sunderland. He came in, was seen to be the next heir to Gerrard and all of that. He started with his genuine pressing coming in 2015. Henderson was in the fold. We were expecting that as time goes on, especially when they peaked in 2020 after winning, Kofi will say the COVID league. Like you said, we're expecting that, okay, when Thiago came in, the next replacement should have been Henderson. You brought in a Navigator in 2009, who sometimes you even forgot that he even played. You even forgot he plays. You didn't even mention his name. Yeah. You've forgotten him. And you brought him in 2 seasons. He had been on and off. At least another player comes in. Alexander-Arnold had been there. And the system that we were using Arnold to play flourished for about 3 seasons. Now everybody has gotten to know that the weakest link of Liverpool is the right side. Because Henderson is on the right. Alexander-Arnold is on the right. Joe Gomez is on the right.
Where does Liverpool go from here? Because clearly, I don't think they will make the top 4. Do you think they? Because see, for everything we say about Spurs seems to have a grip on that top 4. Newcastle also. Newcastle may be the team that might, as time goes on, they would probably fade away. But I think that quickly. 30 seconds each. Where do they go from
Well,
here?
but to break the ice, I mean, for people who love the La Liga,
Barca were beaten by Almeria.
Almeria have beaten Barcelona. They've been humbled. I mean, after you taste a bit of Ten Hag's venom, everybody can. Everybody, no, but
Guys, those guys listening to us.
I'm sure that the guys listening to us on Tadi 99.1 FM are super excited about this venom. Once the venom touches your heart, it takes the sting out of you.
Benson was talking about relevance of Manchester United. Liverpool fans will come hard at Manchester United because Manchester United's old relevance and that Sir Alex Ferguson was only in the league. 28 years, just 2 Champions League titles.
No, but
for that relevance, they shouldn't even mention it. Because
no,
to be told,
no,
and
no,
Ferguson,
no,
United were not really relevant in Europe.
no.
They were not really relevant in the league. We can say yes.
No,
they dominated the league. Where do Liverpool go from
no,
here? No, where do Liverpool go from
You
here?
won't take a cheap jab and run away.
That's the truth.
No, but you didn't take a cheap jab and run away.
I
mean, no.
Were you relevant in Europe?
How many years is Barcelona?
Why are we? You see, these are the shenanigans, Kofi. Guys, I want to hear your I want to see your comments in the comment section. Why are you talking about Barcelona?
I want you to do a simple arithmetic.
The question is,
no,
how relevant was Manchester United under the reign of Alex Ferguson?
That's a great question.
In Europe, they won just 2 Champions Leagues in 28 years.
That's fantastic. I'm asking again, if anybody can help us with the mathematics.
Barca is over 100 years old.
How many Champions League do you have?
1889, so
How many?
No,
They have five.
1889.
that was when Barca came.
1889.
And Madrid
Over
came in
100 years.
1902.
No,
So
hold
the
on,
point is,
hold on,
Barca has
hold on,
5 Champions League.
hold on. You are
Whatever it is,
no,
Barca
hold on,
has 5.
hold on. You are 134 years,
Yeah.
if my math is right. Divided by 5. Do you understand the mathematics?
Madrid is younger than Barca.
They say that the detail,
Madrid-
the devil is in the details.
135.
When did the Champions League start?
135.
When the teams actually begin to play the Champions League,
That's
you need to
great.
factor that all.
That's
You need
great.
to factor
That's great. I mean,
because of time.
where do Liverpool go
Because
from
of where
here?
do Liverpool go from here?
Fire Club.
You also on the Fire Club body
I
train.
am Fire Klopp. I think that Klopp is the biggest problem of Liverpool now. I think that they need to change direction, and we've discussed it thoroughly on this show.
Yeah.
That Klopp doesn't have the skill set to, as it were, retool a team that is going down. He's shown it. I mean, there is no empirical data anywhere in the career of Jurgen Klopp to suggest that when he's been at the helm of affairs and he's had to undertake a rebuild, he's had to take a team that is sinking right under his feet and bring them up again to levels that he himself created. I mean, there's no empirical data to suggest that Klopp has been able to do that turnaround. And I do not think that this will be any different. I mean, I think that at this time, Klopp is living on past currency. Maybe no, I mean that's the sad truth, because Liverpool fans may feel a bit indebted to Klopp for him being the guy who came to deliver that COVID League trophy in 30 years. You understand? But I think that if you look at all of the circumstances surrounding Klopp and Liverpool now, it looks like a marriage that's failing.
I'll come back to the comment section, but a quick one on City Leipzig. City traveled all the way to Germany.
You know,
It was expected that
one of the reasons I never rate Pep Guardiola.
it was expected that City would easily do, an overrun over Leipzig. But a lot of people are failing to realize that Leipzig, since they sacked their new manager, have been one of the best teams in the in the Bundesliga. They drew 1-1. They drew 1-1 with Manchester City.
Lucky.
Quick one. We don't want to spend so much time on
Stop
City.
being diplomatic.
We don't want to spend so much time on
I
City.
know where you stand when it comes to Pep Guardiola. That's fine. I mean,
Let's talk about that game.
But
A
the
quick
truth
one.
of the matter is that it's one of the reasons why I never rate Pep Guardiola.
Why?
I think the guy is very overrated. Did you watch that game?
I did.
Did you watch that game?
I did.
Can you explain to me what happened to City in the second half?
Football
Crazy. No, this is not
is
about
about
football.
game of two
No,
halves.
it's not
City
about
won the
football.
first half.
No.
Leipzig won the second
No,
because City were brilliant in the first half. They should have.
absolutely lucky to have walked away with a point.
I do not think so. If City had
In the
taken
second half?
if City had taken their chances in the first half, City would have won
No,
the
you see,
game with ease.
Maybe one of the reasons why Pep Guardiola never gets to win the Champions League with City, because people have told me that, I mean, at Barcelona, he had 3 of the best players in that generation. You understand? And he inherited 3 of the best players from that generation. He took over the best team, the world best team that won a treble under Jupp Heynckes in Bayern, and made them terrible. Made them absolutely terrible. I mean, under his reign, they suffered the worst home defeat Bayern has suffered in the history of the Champions League. And then he comes to City. Everybody knows that over £1 billion spent on this team, he should win the league. 2 matches given, matches expected. But the real stamp has to be Pep Guardiola putting his stamp on the Champions League. And for me, with all of the things that he's shown now with this City team, I doubt if City are in the best of
Percy.
frames to win the Champions League.
Let's talk about that Leipzig game. In the first half, like I said, City should have been up by 3-4 goals to 0. They outplayed Leipzig. They created all the chances, but for whatever happened, they scored just a single goal. Leipzig comes back in the second half, equalizes. Leipzig literally took over the second half. And football is a game of 2 halves. And I always tell people that you do not need to win the entire 90 minutes. If you can actually win a game in just even 5 minutes, you just need to make sure that you maximize the opportunity that comes your way. And City failed to do that. They ended up drawing that game 1-1. I think that they would eventually eliminate Leipzig at the Etihad. But what do you make of that game? A quick one, then we
Don't be so sure. Don't be so sure of saying that they will eliminate them, because you check 2016, 2017. Remember what Monaco came to do? Falcao and Mbappe, if you remember them. That was when Claudio Bravo It was one of the games, the reasons why he said he can't play a ball with his feet. He actually measured him in the box. I have never seen any player do that. So you check this City game, this City team. Which of the players in the team is experienced in Champions League? If you can tell me, I don't know. The City first 11. Nobody. The best any of them that has ever experienced is the Champions League final. Even for that one, Erling Haaland has not even gone to the semi-final before.
Yeah.
So the whole City team is, as at now, still they are novice. They playing and they are the champions of the Champions League group stage. That is where you see them scoring a lot of goals. And the Leipzig that you see them, don't just look at them as an Arab League that was just founded in 2011 or 2014 or so. They are a team that has really gone under a system. If you check the Leipzig system, that was able to produce Timo Werner and Yusuf Paulsen, and even JC Marsh has to leave there and come to Leeds. You realize that they have a system that is really breeding play. And you see them now, I see them to be the Ajax of the future.
Would they eliminate City? Quick one.
AS Monaco has done it before.
Would they eliminate City?
It's possible.
Would they stick your neck out?
I'll stick my neck out and say that it would be a difficult course for them. I'm expecting City to eliminate them, but it wouldn't be an easy thing.
Okay, so let me go to our live chat where lots of comments coming through. Guys, we are live on Tadi FM 99.1 in Takrady. Those that are doing the listening, you're welcome to Sport 101 every Sunday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We have you covered with the best of sporting news and interesting analysis. Let's take some comments. Emmanuel Kofi Awoni says, you guys are on air. Oh, yes, Iman, we are very much away. Thank you very much for joining us. Mo Boahene says, Kofi Asedu, the song for me. Maybe before we sign up, Kofi will probably do the song again. Rita, who joined us, has been joining us, I think, since last 2 weeks or so, comes back to say, a very good evening to you guys. You are doing a great job. Thank you, Rita. PK Justice, our very own PK says, good evening, guys. Keep bringing us the best. We love you too, PK. PK Justice comes back and say, Kofi is looking like a United future coach. He only needs a jacket to compete. So maybe next week you can come with a jacket, because he says if you put on a jacket, you're looking like okay. James Dazi says Arthur Melo has been injured. He just returned from injury. The owners have not backed him financially like other big teams. He's talking about Liverpool and their signings. PK says at James Darcy, so all this while you never knew Liverpool go on IMF, bro. James says, I said, this is your brother Lawton. Listen to the guy in the back. He's talking about in the black. He's talking about Percy. Klopp is stubborn. He should have prepared for this date. Liverpool have been burnt out. I think that yes, it's true. Liverpool have been burnt out. Ebenezer Tete says Sports 101. He gives us love and emojis. Big up. Coach A4 says it's Liverpool owners who are frustrating the manager. The Liverpool fans are finding excuses. Lots of comment. I'll try and read all of them, guys. Don't worry. Still glory, glory, Man United. United forever. That's what happens when you wake up from the doldrums. You begin to realize that everybody is a fan of your team. Ebenezer Tete comes back to say, keep up with the good work, guys. More fire. James Dazi said Asedu, Klopp won all those trophies as a bad manager. He's actually asking a question. The team needs refreshing. I think that's true. We need some fresh legs. Kofi Awoni says, prior to Ronaldinho and Pep coming in, what was the history of Barca in Europe? Lucky Pan, what are you saying? I don't know why United fans want to pick on Barca whenever they talk about United. They say when they talk about witches and dry bones, that proverb cry. You mention witches, you mention dry bones, and witches are shaking, or old women are shaking, whatever it is. So Anthony Kofi says Sports 101 gives us some love. Godfred Adiku says Massa, United were relevant under Fergie. We made lots of semi-finals. So the relevance of United was in semi-finals. Oh, okay. Don't worry. Check Barcelona and their semi-finals appearances in the Champions League. 4 finals, unless you have a different meaning of relevance. Relevance is when you win it and, you actually give teams competition to win it. We are not talking about making semi-finals. Man City will beat Leipzig at Etihad. I think that's a given. Anthony says, Seth, this is Apostle to Anthony Idahosa, our own apostle. Apostle, good evening to you.
Is he smelling money? Is he smelling money?
Yeah, he actually asked, We shall smell money today. Allah, Marseille will score by all means. I know where he's coming from. Abel Kujo comes back. Abigail Kujo says, I'm so happy. Glory, glory, Man United. I think Chelsea needs to sack Potter. Kelvin, they hear Graham Potter and his small girls. And Bishop Potter girls are making me happy, man. They should keep on keeping on. I love him. He's a great manager. Oh, Charlie, clearly this is a bit of taking a swipe at Chelsea. So, guys, keep your WhatsApp message. Percy, do you have a couple of
I
WhatsApp
have one
messages? Yeah.
here. This is Malik. Malik says that, good evening, boss. So Potter is still at Chelsea now. Why? I don't know if it is rhetoric or maybe he wants you people to answer him. He said, so this is from Malik. I've gotten one so far. So
Yeah.
keep your
So
WhatsApp
keep
messages
your WhatsApp messages
I will
coming.
read them for you.
The WhatsApp number again.
0242 145 249. 0242 145 249. If you are in the diaspora, you have to add plus 233. So it makes it plus 233 and 242 145 249.
Okay. So, like we said, we are live on Taddy FM 99.1. This is Sports 101. I'll come back and read more comments. So, yes, very, very important. Those that are listening to us on Tadi FM, and if this is your first time watching us on YouTube, click the subscribe button. It's very important. Like the videos, like our videos, like the show you're watching right now. And more importantly, those that are watching us from a diaspora, the super stickers are very important. Your $5, $10, $20, $50, $100. Send us those super stickers. We love you so,
Well,
so
let me
much.
say shout outs
Yeah.
to James Dazi, my cousin listening all the way from the United States. I mean, please, bro, you know what to do.
Yeah,
Send those stickers.
keep the super stickers
And if
coming
you're
in.
listening live on Tadi FM and by any chance you can send any stickers, please do. I mean, God works miracles.
So, Kofi, quick one. We saw Napoli go all the way to Frankfurt and make mincemeat of them. Inter Milan, took a bit of their time, but they defeated Porto, who were undefeated in God knows how many matches now, over 19 matches. They had not lost a single game. One of the best teams in Europe currently. You've spoken about the Portuguese teams and how they've been brilliant, but Napoli, Osimhen, and they call him,
The Georgian boy.
the Georgian Messi. They call him the Cravadona. He has a lot of names. Kravatskaya, that name is an outrageous name, full of consonants. Kofi, Napoli, Inter Milan. Are we seeing some form of AC Milan? Yes, let's not forget AC Milan also beat Tottenham Hotspur. Are we seeing some form of Italian renaissance with the performance that we've been seeing from the Italian teams in Europe this season? When it comes to the Spanish team, the only team that's relevant is Real Madrid. They've been relevant over the years, but for some reason, it looks like AC Milan, Inter Milan, Napoli are going about their business quietly. Are we seeing some form of renaissance from these Italian teams?
Well, I think that, listen, I do not want you to put those other two teams from Milan in the same bracket as Napoli. Please, I mean, with all due respect, I mean, I think that AC Milan, they are flattering to deceive. I think Inter will also flatter to deceive. Just this afternoon, they were beaten by Sassuolo.
Yeah, I don't know
Inter
what's
Milan.
wrong with
So you do not expect a team that is led by Lukaku to go all the way to win the Champions League. I mean, no disrespect to Romelu Lukaku, but I think that if there is a shining light for Italian football now, it has to be Napoli. The Napoli project is absolutely magnificent. You look at Napoli, you struggle to find where that weakness in their armory lies. You understand? Because all the way from goalkeeping to defense to midfield to the forward, the team is almost seemingly seamless. You understand? And the thing that excites me about Napoli has to be the depth in squad.
Yeah.
The guys they can bring on to affect the game. You know, Simeone's kid, and there's that Mexican boy who was one Lozano. Yes,
Actually, he was
Lozano.
yesterday when they beat Empoli. He was the best player on there.
Exactly. I mean,
Not even Kravatskaya.
yes. I mean, you look at Lozano. 4 5 years ago, he was one of the most sought after personalities in world football. somewhat took a dip. Napoli took a gamble on him, and I think that Spalletti has done a great job. Listen, I've always said that if there's a team to break the new order, it has to be one of these teams. Napoli is a team I would fancy their chances against any of the big teams in a one-off. You understand? You cannot say much about Bayern Munich. You cannot say much about Real Madrid. Bayern Munich were an absolute demolition fashion this afternoon. They had to destroy Union Berlin. You understand? By 3 goals to 0 in the first half, 15 minutes, blitz them, game over. So when you look at the quality that teams like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich do have, and you look at the quality that Napoli does have, I think that Napoli is one of the teams you simply cannot write off. It's a given. They will win the Serie A. Osimhen will take the goal king. Probably my Georgian friend will win the best player of the tournament,
He
the
should win.
MVP. I think he's been absolutely phenomenal. But in the Champions League, Napoli are one of the teams to watch out for. And you know why I also so much rate Porto. I think that yes, the defeat that they had was in Italy. I think Porto will beat Inter in Portugal.
So-
I am very convinced about it. Porto will beat Inter in Portugal. And Porto are a very closely knit team, coached very well. Their ex-coach, the Real Madrid player, Conceição,
Conceição.
he's done a fantastic job with this Porto team. And for me, anybody watching Porto week in, week out, if you watch them in the Portuguese Liga, you know that this is a team that's not just hype. It's a team that knows the terrain, has done it before, and has the talent to repeat it.
So you don't think that it's the Italian teams are not back to their best, but it's just Napoli that is literally carrying the flag of
I
the
think
Italian
Napoli
teams.
is basically doing a Real Madrid. It's doing a big favor for the rest of the league. You understand? Real Madrid for a long time has been that singular constant
In
that
the
has
Champions
done
League.
the favor for the La Liga. Yes, we've seen Barca drift in and out of the Champions League. No disrespect to Barcelona, but you look at what Real Madrid has been able to do. I've always told people Real Madrid is bigger than the La Liga. You understand? You look at what Real Madrid has been able to do for Spain as a country. I think that Napoli are just trying to emulate what Real Madrid have done for so many years.
Percy, don't you think that this is just one of, like, we saw that great Porto team under Jose Mourinho with lots of quality, Maniche, Carvalho, Deco, name them. They had quality in there, managed by a young, hungry manager, takes them, to the Champions League, wins it, beats AS Monaco. After that team disintegrates because practically some of the best players had to leave. Don't you think that this is a one of all? You see the Napoli project as a project that is likely to stay. Then the question also, let's add that question: are the Italian teams back to their best? AC Milan won, Inter Milan won, Napoli have won.
Now, let me start with the Italian one. You were talking about AC Milan, and Kofi was saying that they are not, they are flash in the pan, and I will attest to it. Don't let this AC Milan and Inter Milan, this is not a renaissance. If you want to know a renaissance of Inter Milan, you can go and check Heleno Herrera's AC Milan of 62, 63. And you can also talk about AC Milan, the first renaissance of AC Milan. You know that the two Milan teams peaked at the same time. They won 4 straight. Inter won 2 straight. Heleno Herrera and the AC Milan also came in and did also 2 straight. And their second renaissance, they all had the second renaissance. Those were in the 90s. That was AC Milan starting with Arrigo Sacchi, 89, then they ended theirs in 91, 94. Then Inter Milan took over, but theirs was not in the Champions. It was in the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup and UEFA Super, what do you call it? UEFA Cup. That was when you have Ronaldo, Zamorano, Rui Kaif, and his likes. That was from 97. And they picked with Lazio. These are their two, and their third peak time was after the Juventus was relegated, and they took over from 2007 and won about 4 straight Scudetto. Since that time, Inter has not peaked again. AC, their last peaking was the Ancelotti era, 2003. That was when they won 2003, were eliminated by Deportivo La Coruña in 2004. 2005, they lost to a Liverpool. 2006, Barcelona eliminated them in the semi-final. 2007, they came to win. 2008 semi-final, 2009 they start dying out, and Massimo Allegri won with them 2011. That was yeah, and they have never risen again. Don't let this fool you. This is just a flash in the pan.
There's a flash in the pan.
If you are talking about Napoli, this is a renaissance because in all their life they've been relevant twice.
That's true.
That has to do with Maradona in 86, 87 and 88, 89 finished. But the only reason why I'm saying that, or the reason why I'm saying that this is not a flash in the pan is that you can see a bit of, what should I say, it's more like deja vu. 86, 87, they won the league. Top scorer was Maradona, 16 goals. So even when they won the league the first time, they didn't score this number of goals. 88, 89, Maradona was the top scorer, 18 goals. That was when they won the league. The closest they came to was Cavani era. 2012, 2013. Cavani was the top scorer, 29 goals. But they were third. Yeah. Then the Higuain era, 2015, 2016. 36 goals, a La Liga record. A Serie A record. But I always remember that Kalidou Koulibaly scored 3 games against Juventus and they capitulated in the end. Yeah. But you check this Napoli, you realize that it is not only about those times that you can only, you see that one I just mentioned Cavani, I mentioned Higuain, I mentioned Maradona, but this team, even when Osimhen was out for almost 2 months, they had a Raspadori who was at the number 9 front. They came and demolished Liverpool with Raspadori. Raspadori did the job. And even when they were also in Napoli, Raspadori did the job there. So even in the absence of Osimhen, Raspadori is there. And Kvaratskhelia is not just assistant. He has almost the same number of goals as assist, 10, 11. So that tells you how impactful he has also been to the team. So you check this Napoli team, like I told you, they have never been relevant before, only twice. So if you see this and you realize now they are aeons ahead, almost 20.
There's a structure to this team.
And the way ADL, Aurelio De Laurentiis, has positioned this, you see, he took the decision that so many clubs have failed to do. That is having the balls to sack egos. See, 2017, 2018, there was a player called Alan. Alan became so egoistic when they decided to bring mutiny into the team. You know what? Alan by then was rated as much as 60 to 70 million pounds. He made the guy become so useless as in his price came so down. And he gave him to Everton. Where's Alan again? He's so useless. There was Fabian Ruiz. He wanted to leave. Yeah. Look at the players who have left. Fabian Ruiz left and went to PSG. He's not even a starter now. He allowed Higuain to go. He brought in Arek Milik. He had ACL. He allowed him to go after he was not consistent. There was, now their all-time Dries Mertens was there. Dries Mertens was allowed to leave. So now he brought in a whole new crop of players who are virtually, and if you check the budget for this Napoli team, the sale of Kalidou Koulibaly alone can buy all of these players.
If I leave you, you talk about Napoli. We will not finish now. So it's clear that the Italian teams are not best to their very best in Europe, but it's just Napoli that, is literally carrying the flag of the Italian teams. But for my Barca fans, we'll talk about Barcelona. Just this evening, like Kofi put out, they've been beaten. They traveled to America. They've been beaten by America by a goal to none. Maybe somebody may say a hangover from their Manchester United defeat. The question we want you guys to answer is, the defeat of Barcelona to Manchester United, does it cast a dent on the strength of the La Liga and the competitiveness of the La Liga? Because this is a Barcelona side that are about 7-8 points ahead of Real Madrid in the La Liga. Arguably the best team in the Champions League. But they go to the second tier team in Europe and they have failed to progress. And they were very good in the first half. In the second half, they were outplayed by Manchester United. Does it cast a dent on the competitiveness of the La Liga? Or you think it's one of those things that happen in Europe where some of the best teams on top of their league go and they falter? We want to hear from you in the comment section. But Kofi, let me start from Percy. I always start from you. That Barcelona question. Barca's defeat to Manchester United. And United fans, don't worry, we'll have like a whole time to talk about Manchester United. You've beaten Newcastle, right? We'll look at Ten Hag and all of that, because the comments that are coming through, the Manchester United fan want us to talk about United, but we'll talk about United, don't worry. But let's go to Spain. Barca are on top of the La Liga. Let me get you quickly. Let me get you the points difference between themselves and Real Madrid. 7 points. Barca have 59. Real Madrid have 52. They both play the same number of games. Somebody was saying that Real Madrid went to the World Club Cup. No, they both played the same number, 23. Barca have actually even scored more, plus 37. Real Madrid plus 29. So in the league, they seem to be very, very good. And they've lost just twice in the league. So this defeat was actually their second defeat in 23 games. So Barcelona seem to be, playing very, very, very well in the La Liga. But they come to Europe and they've not been playing very well in the Europe. They were beaten by Manchester United. Does it cast a dent on the strength or competitiveness of the La Liga?
I will speak about two things. One is who is in charge of Barcelona and what is his record in playing in Europe. He's played 16 matches in Europe. He has lost 6, has won 4, has drawn 4. Kofi, I know you are very good with maths. Just give me the percentage. So it means that his win percentage is 6/16. So what's the percentage?
That's way below 30%.
Below 30% in when you are doing something in maths, and you know that below 30 is something that is way in F. But one thing you should understand is that never ever compare a team's performance in the league to Champions League
or even Europe.
Champions League is a whole institution. Real Madrid can fool in the league. And I always say that there are only 3 teams in England out of the 6 teams or 5 teams who have won the Champions League in England. Only 3. In fact, you take Manchester United, who has won the league and Champions League. Even in 68 that United won the league, City won the Champions League, City won the league. The only 2 times that they won in 99 and 2000 that they won the Champions League in addition. When Liverpool won the Champions League in 2005, they were 4th. They were not even 4th. They were 6th. Everton was supposed to qualify, and they pushed them in. Even Real Madrid in 2014, that they won the Champions League, they were 2nd to Atletico Madrid. So the very fact that you are very good, and you know that it's a cup game. So that one, I don't really need to use that one to judge. But then, for the La Liga being very, very weak, we don't need this Manchester United game to know that it has lost relevance over the years, of which everybody has come to understand.
I hold a different opinion, though, but
don't
let
worry.
me hear from you.
From 2010 to 2023, that is 13 years, 14 seasons. 3 teams have won the league. 2 from Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid has won in 2012, 2017, 2020, and 2022. 4. And Barca has won the rest. You can do the math. So if you take the league, and the funny thing is that Atletico only wins it when the 2 of them are rubbish. So for them, they are out.
Technically, that's true.
They are rubbish. So it means it is a 2-team league. So when it is so obvious that when one team is tired or one team has gone down, the other team should win. It is a straight probability. That's what you call mutually exclusive.
So you think Real Madrid have gone down? That's the reason why Barca.
Real
Madrid have gone down. That's the reason
why
Barca
have seemingly
on top.
chased every single trophy last season. They are playing with weary and tired legs. Look at where they are coming from. They played the league, played the Champions League, played UEFA Super Cup, went to Egypt or wherever to go and play Club World Cup. They are playing with virtually the same number. Look at their midfield. Look at how the midfield is so weak. So you check Real Madrid. How many weeks has Benzema been out? They have very little options. So Barca were so early. They left the Champions League so early, which gave them enough time to prepare in all this way. And you realize that if you take Madrid to, they don't have that edge, because a team that has just won the league and Champions League, you realize that their sense of wanting to win the league again would not be as before.
Okay, Kofi, same question to you.
I don't know why he decided to cut Percy short. I mean, he was making
you see, because Percy was singing your tune. Because Percy was singing your Kofi. Same question to you. Does it cast a dent on the competitiveness of the league? I told you I hold my own opinion, which probably I'll share later. But a quick one. We do not have time. Let's wrap this up. We have to talk about Manchester. Glory, glory. We'll talk about Manchester
Now,
United because they are the
the
team.
new anthem is "He's a miracle."
They
Yeah,
are the team of the moment.
yeah.
But a quick one, 62 seconds, 63 seconds. Quick one on the question.
I don't think it cast a dent on the competitiveness of the La Liga, in the sense that, I mean, Percy mentioned it, the dynamics of playing in Europe and the
It's
dynamics
totally
of
different.
playing domestically totally different. And I think that um, Xavi has taken a lot of slack, and rightly so. I mean, if you have had all these levers activated for you, I think Barcelona have not bought wisely.
For
I,
that, I agree. I think
Yes,
that they didn't really.
I think that they didn't need to spend that money on that old man.
Robert Lewandowski.
Yes, I mean the Polish Vegas. Do you understand? I mean, we
Yeah,
can talk about it another time.
yeah.
But I think that Xavi is building a project. You look at the Barcelona team, they are in the phase where they can challenge domestically because of some of the things that Percy has listed. If you look at Barcelona now, they have strength in depth. And so when it comes to a little bit of consistency, that's what you need to cross over the line domestically. And Barca have been consistent at that. But you do not want to measure their form in Europe because, like we said, I mean, forms in Europe comes with time and it comes with a lot of patience. Look at Manchester United. I don't want to sound a Manchester bias, but
And you are Manchester bias. Everybody knows.
when
All our
Manchester
listeners
United
know.
was in their form in Europe, a player like Jinson Park never plays domestically, always plays in Europe. You understand? Because
He's like a
yes,
machine in Europe.
because the template is different. I mean, the character is totally different. I remember one of the games against Arsenal when United had to beat Arsenal by 3 goals to 1. Arsenal quickly equalizes. 60 seconds later, the ball is in the net of Arsenal. You understand? So I think that it will be quite unfair to measure where Barcelona are at vis-a-vis their supremacy sort of in the league. I still think there are a lot of matches to go in the league. Anything could happen. I will be amazed if Barcelona do capitulate. You understand? But I think that you cannot just judge the form of the team in the league vis-a-vis the form of the team in the Champions League. It comes with a lot of time.
Okay, so we are running a poll on our channel right now. Can Napoli win the Champions League? Guys, go there and vote. So we want to know: do you think that the performance of Napoli will push them all the way to winning the Champions League? For me, they are the best team in the Champions League. Take away in terms of how they play. Take away probably Real Madrid, who are on a different level. Can Napoli win the Champions League? So far, we have lots of vote. The poll will close very, very soon. 53% say yes, Napoli can win. 47% say no. Keep your votes coming in. Let me take some few comments that have come through. Lots of comments. So Lucky, please don't read all the United fans their comments. I won't. I will skip their comments. They are disturbing they are disturbing on the page too much. So PK says I shouldn't read your messages. Anthony Kofi says that Georgian guy with a password name will surely play for Real Madrid in the future. Lucky, please don't bring Inter Milan into this. Those guys are fraudsters. How could you lose to Bologna now that that guy is Lozano? He's very, very talented, sweet left foot. I think it's true. Napoli will not win the Champions League. The Italian league is weak. Too many issues. You can argue that the Italian league is weak. That's right, but they are a very good team there. I just heard that Potter is not answering Graham Todd Bowley's call after the match. How true is it? My producer will confirm. Producer, confirm if it's true that Graham Potter is not picking up Todd Bowley's call because he's scared. Napoli is on fire. They can go all the way. Luton Dazi says that who will you pick now, Osimhen or Rashford? I think that, guys, put up a poll and let's see. The best striker, informed striker in Europe now between Osimhen and Rashford. If you had a team, who would you put? Who would you pick? I think that let's producer, let's put out that poll and see. For me, I'll go for Osimhen. I think that he's deadly too much. Osimhen over Rashi. Anthony says Barcelona's defeat to United doesn't mean that La Liga isn't competitive. It's just that Barcelona just decided to be trash against United. Madrid almost scored all the teams in the EPL last year. That's very true, and Kofi has attest to that. Lots of comment coming through. Guys, keep them coming. I don't worry, I'll read all of them. Anthony Piquet tax Anthony Kofi says, you still believe in Xavi Ball. Potter will be your next coach. They did. Piquet, then Anthony Kofi and Piquet are going at it. I ain't a killer. So he's trying to say he's not a Barcelona. That's the name given to Barcelona fans. Anthony Kofi says, just be happy that Potter will replace Xavi. Charlie. Asemo. Luton doesn't comes back to say, I don't want to see Seth Asedu run his mouth about United. But that we cannot do anything about. He won't run his mouth because United have won their first trophy in God knows how long, but this how many years? Oh, a club that has in the last season they spent over £1 billion. Their first trophy was Carabao Cup, and they are disturbing. Oh, Charlie, I said just one of their trophy in 6 years. Charlie, the League Cup is actually a competition for French players. And look at the way they are running their mouth. Dan Deb says that Ole is still at home. Oh. Chelsea can go for him. He is better. Said want to join the conversation, but we will not read his comment. But guys, keep your comments coming. We are live on Tadi FM 99.1. Listen, you're listening to the best sports show on YouTube in Africa at the moment, live on Tadi FM. We want to send us your WhatsApp messages. If you are listening to us via Tadi FM 99.1, let us hear from you. Percy, the WhatsApp line again.
0242 145 0242 145 249.
Take it slowly.
0242 145 249.
0242 145 249. That's our WhatsApp line for those that are listening to us on Tadi FM, and even if you are listening to us in the diaspora. The super stickers are very, very important. Keep the super stickers coming. I'm sure you're enjoying the show. I'm having lots of fun, and there's more to talk about. So, producer, will you put the poll there? Okay, so the Napoli poll has closed. So 52% actually believe that Napoli can actually go all the way and win the Champions League. 47 says yes. Okay, actually 52 say no, 47 say yes. We had lots of people voting there. There's a second poll which actually somebody put up. You have a team currently, Osimhen and Rashford. Who would you pick to lead your line? Guys, let us hear from you. But we have to talk about Manchester United. I mean, on Thursday, they beat Barcelona. We always say football is a game of two halves. In the first half, Barca were all over United. United comes back in the second half. They turn the tides around. They make it through to the next round of the Europa League to play against Real Betis. It may look on paper very easy, but Betis are a very stubborn side. But I think that United will sail over them. But listen, let's look at Manchester United. Just this evening, in 6 years, after spending over £1.8 billion in the in the last 6 years, United have spent over £1.8 billion in the last 6 years. The first trophy, you see, when it comes to United, no, go and check in the last 6 years. So go back to 2000 and what? Yeah, 2023, 2017. From 2017, the money United has spent on expenditure. Now, even this season, how much have you spent? You spent over almost £300 million just this season.
1.8 billion.
You see, just this season has United
Mr.
spent
Producer,
almost £300 million.
Mr. Producer, you get
just
us.
this season. Producer will get it for you. See, when it comes to them, they want to change their mind. But truth be told, for me, I love what I've seen with Manchester United. I was telling Kofi some time ago that whatever United is doing, it needs to culminate into something. People may jab Ole for whatever it is. Ole, at some point, was challenging Manchester
He was
City.
second once, third once.
He
went to Europa final.
Manchester City
Carabao,
to the league
he
title.
was in the semi-final
Went to the
twice.
Europa, league final. Only lost on penalty. So whatever you're doing, it needs to culminate into something. People do not give him relevance because he didn't win the ultimate. If Ole had won the league in that season where he played second, we will not be bad-mouthing Ole now. If Ole had won the Europa League, we will not. But for whatever Ten Hag is doing, it has culminated into something. On a more serious note, it may be the Carabao Cup, but we've seen the progress that Manchester United have had under Ten Hag. Kofi, Manchester United under Ten Hag, where did the chips fall into place for Ten Hag. He came in, heavy defeat here and there. People questioned, and truth be told, this is not the typical Ten Hag ball. If you've studied this man over the years at Bayern and at Ajax, this is not the Ten Hag ball. So some may say the best is even still yet to come. I think that he's playing to the tune of the league, and that's what smart managers do. You don't just come from the get-go, introduce whatever you want to introduce. Even Pep Guardiola did the same thing. At some point, you see him, tinker here and there. He doesn't play the typical Pep Guardiola game because this is the English Premier League. If you do not take your time and slot yourself in, you might get, caught up and all of that. And I think that that's what he's doing. He's working his way to getting the best of Manchester United. But truth be told, I'm happy with what I've seen. The personality and character of the players is what is making Manchester United brilliant. Casemiro brought some winning mentality in there. At the back, Varane and Martinez. Where did the chips fall in place? United fans, we are talking about you.
Well, tonight I want to take you on.
Yeah.
And if anybody is watching us on YouTube, please go back to our very first video. Please go back and watch that video. If you are listening to us on Tardy 99.1 FM, please kindly visit YouTube. Go search for Sports 101 on YouTube. Go to the very premiere episode of this great show.
Pause there. I'm getting some super stickers. So, PHA, God bless you. All those that are sending the super stickers, keep them coming. We love you so much. Keep them coming, especially those from the diaspora. If you're in Ghana too and you want to support and you have to support with those super stickers, keep them coming. PHA, we love you. God bless you.
Well, so
Miracle worker.
in that episode, you told us
Yes.
that the players that this guy, Ten Hag,
Yes.
was signing were absolutely mediocre.
Yes.
And they were players that would not make the grade in the EPL
And
will not make the grade anywhere else in the world.
I will stand by that comment.
You still hold your horses on that?
Let me explain. Because if you look at the relevance of Manchester United now, it was, at the time I made that statement, they had not signed Casemiro. You remember? And the relevance of Manchester United now, 80% is dependent on the impact that Casemiro has made.
I disagree.
And the resurgence of Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford wasn't signed by him.
Well, I disagree.
Look at the players.
I disagree.
I'm sure even the United fans are not happy with Anthony.
I disagree. I think that...
And I spoke fond of Martinez. So my qualms was that at the time, those players, and the truth is that if you look at the current state of Manchester, the strength of United hinges on the impact, the solidity, and for Casemiro, we'll talk about him, but let's talk about.
Well, let's talk about
where have the pieces,
fallen.
the chips falling.
Well, I think first of all, if we go back, I mean, prior to United going after a coach, I mean, it was settled down. It had to be settled down between two managers, Mauricio Pochettino and then Eric Ten Hag. The narrative then was that Pochettino knew the league. He had been in the league. He had the temperament to look after Kate. And then people say that at the interview of Eric Ten Hag, he had three principles. To win, first of all, to bring a style, number two, and then to promote youth. So those were the things that swung Manchester United into opting for Eric Ten Hag. And I think that he's been true to his word. I mean, if you look at Eric Ten Hag, first of all, he's brought a winning mentality. That is the biggest difference with this Manchester United team. Yes, in the past, Manchester United had all of those world-class players, but collectively, to show that show of strength, to show that willingness to go over the line. See, today, when Manchester United makes a tackle in the 18-yard box and cleanly wins that tackle, the defenders are high-fiving each other. That is mentality.
Isn't that mediocre?
No.
You see, mentality.
I'll
you see the Real Madrid fans, defenders, high-fiving each other.
That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to elaborate on. I think that with a team like Real Madrid, You spoke about Percy spoke
In
about the
versus
fact that
Dominas, how many
no,
times do you see
you,
PK
you
high
know, you
flying?
know, you
You
know,
know,
you know, for a team like Real Madrid, Percy spoke about it. For a long time, they were in the doldrums. It didn't take them 2, 3 years to get to the level they are at now. You understand? It took them painful years of
over
rebuild.
30 years.
You understand, to get to that point. And so obviously you do not expect Sergio Ramos to high five Caballero
Or
when
even
he does
Varane.
it or Varane,
Yeah, they don't do
because
that.
because they've gone beyond taking those baby steps.
Also, they are
we
the United defenders are
we we,
babies.
we unite. Look at you do. I mean, we united. What we are seeing now is baby steps which are primed for the bigger things to come. You understand? I think that, listen, I'm not too excited about the Carabao Cup, as a competition. I am excited because it gives the manager a lot of leverage and a lot of
To
belief in the
build on.
dressing room that these are guys, that this is the guy that the players want to follow. And I look at the body language of the players, I look at the body language of the manager. When the final whistle went, I saw my good friend Dalo run to the manager. Casimiro was shouting in the camera. He went to the manager and said that, hey, we knew that you were the miracle man. We knew that you were the guy to turn the tide. And you see, I think we knew that you were the guy. You were the guy who was going to bring the good fortunes.
Against Newcastle.
When the three wise men saw the star in the east, I was one Casimiro that saw that star in Benabao and decided that when United came calling, I'll come following you because you are the miracle worker. They're gonna-
But technically, this is what this is my take on Ten Hag. I think that, like I said, he usually sets his team up in a 4-3-3, the dynamic 4-3-3, where there is a flat three midfielders who have he has two creative midfielders in there who can ply on any of the wings, either the left or on the right, about what he was doing with Ajax and Anthony and the likes with Tadic and all of that. But his front three, he always ensures there's a lot of fluidity amongst the front three. And that's what he's brought to, Manchester United. Listen, you can say whatever you want to say. People were people are bashing Vengos and all of that, but that guy's movement and
the
fluidity is
guy,
one thing.
the
Is
guy
one
does
thing
a
I,
job.
I look out for in most players. He may not be giving you the numbers in terms of he being
The
a,
statistics.
a, a number nine, a center forward. But I love his movement. And it's the movement of the front three, the fluidity, because his ability to draw players onto him and his ability to hold up play. And today he's on the left, he's on the right, he's playing through the middle. And it's one thing that gives Rashford that freedom to be
A
able to move
flexibility, yeah.
in the 18. There was a pass that I don't know who gave that pass, but how Rashford was able to run through two Newcastle defenders and get onto that ball, it speaks to the movement of the
Vegas.
attacking three. And that's one thing that I feel Ten Hag has done so well with this Manchester United team. On top of your head, they may not be those flamboyant names, Rashford, Weghorst, name them. But there's a lot of quality in terms of their progressive play, especially when United are transitioning from defense to attack. The defenders are so quick in releasing the ball. The midfielders, that is where I want to probably center on the next 60 seconds. Casemiro at Real Madrid has always been that ball winner. He does a lot of dirty work. But at Manchester United, I've seen him do more. Now, he's not just the guy who disrupts play. He's the guy who initiates play from the middle. I thought that Fred had that ability to do that because Fred is more of a number 8 and Casemiro is more of a number 6. But right now, Casemiro does that job better than Fred. His ability to initiate play and his passing, his range of passing, I don't know if he had that at Real Madrid or it has been unlocked at what is it called, Manchester United. But I think that technically and tactically, Ten Hag has gotten it right with this Manchester United team. But I always say that we should see how they improve next season because every single season and what the season brings. It may be that he may be a one season one. Ole did was second and everybody was excited. We thought at bringing more players would push Ole to the next level. The next realized third, fourth, and everything crumbled. So he's done a great job. That, I mean, unequivocal. We can't take that away from him.
Well, not to cut you short before Percy does come in, I think that if you look at what Ten Hag has been able to do with Manchester United, and people do not realize this, if you're watching football, please watch it with an eye for detail. You realize that recently, when Sancho has been in the team, he's not played as a winger. He's played as a free moving number 10.
That's what I talk about.
Yes,
That
I mean,
fluidity in
so
the front
he
three.
would rather play Bruno on the right and then play Sancho in the number 10 role, and then they will switch when the dynamics change. I think that's a sign of a very good manager. But with these projects, you need proven winners. And I think that with Varane at the back, with David De Gea's leadership and all at the times that he's been at Manchester United, with Casemiro is simply world class. Simply world class. I
That you
mean,
cannot argue over.
listen. I mean, this is a guy that comes to the dressing room with a particular mentality. And like we've always said about cliches in the dressing room and cliques in the dressing room, the truth of the matter is that these sort of mentality, they are infectious.
He's a winner.
He's a proven winner.
He's seen
You
it
understand?
all.
I mean, I listened to Bruno Fernandes speak after the game. You understand? I listened to Bruno Fernandes speak after the game. He said that this is my first trophy at Manchester United in 3 years. I am super excited, but I want to win more.
Yeah.
I want to win the biggest trophies.
First trophy in 3 years.
Yes, first trophy in 3 years. The 3 years he's been at Manchester United. So I mean, you look at somebody like Bruno Fernandes. His first taste of yes, he won trophies with Lisbon. You understand, but his first trophy at Manchester United. Now he yearns for more. He yearns for more, and I wouldn't be too surprised. Let me make this prophecy. I hope Dan Paris is not watching, but let me make this prophecy on this show.
Yeah.
This won't be the only trophy Manchester United gets to lift in
This
the
season.
season. I'm telling you.
Oh, what other trophy do you think?
Realistically,
Realistically, do you think not
let
will
me tell you
win?
something. Let me tell you something. I think Manchester United can win the APL.
For can they? All the teams in the top six can.
Obviously,
But
I mean,
will they?
obviously,
Will they?
when we pushed you to the wall, you couldn't say Arsenal can win the league.
Oh,
You understand?
I said Arsenal will
Arsenal
win
will
the
not
league.
win the league. I am telling you
So-
once again that Arsenal will not win the. Manchester United can win the APL. I think that Manchester United have the quality to win the Europa League also, and we might be talking about a quadruple at the end of the season.
Let me
This
bring
squad
in
is good
Percy.
enough.
Percy, let's look at Ten Hag. Analyze the whole Ten Hag project. United brought him in. He signed close to about £200 million, bringing in players in Varane, in Martinez. What is it called? Malasia, Anthony, and Ericsson. He's brought in about Weghorst. He's brought in about 6-7 players. He's literally, there's a rejuvenation of some of the old players in Marcus Rashford. His renaissance under Ten Hag is something that we can go on and talk about for days, years, weeks. But let's look at the Ten Hag project. How do you analyze Eric Ten Hag's understanding of the game in terms of his approach to building a Manchester United team?
I think in Ten Hag's building of United, he was able to take out cues from very great managers. And I don't know which one he took, but I could liken it to, I would take 3 managers. I would take Ferguson, I would take Mourinho, and I would take Ancelotti.
Okay.
These 3 managers have this one thing in common. That is, they make themselves the superstars of their teams. That is, whoever is in the team is subject to him. That is, if they realize that there is a player in the team, irrespective of how impactful that player is to the team, as long as they realize that that player's presence or that player's 1 or 2 things is going to bring a shake-up in the team, he doesn't mind getting the player off and starting afresh. You can talk of Jose Mourinho. He has done it countless occasions. I was telling Kofi the last time in 2004, 2005, he did it to Matija Kezman. It was so funny. Mourinho was never playing a 1-top. He was playing 2-top. And there was a game. I've forgotten the match. It was a premiership game. Then Matija Kezman lost a 1-on-1 ball the first time. And he did this side 1. He lost it the second time and he did 2. He lost it the third time and he just called him and did this. He brought him off. And the rest of the season, it was DJ Drogba who was playing. Matija Kezman was freezed, and this was a player that was priced for a very, very huge sum. He doesn't mind buying a player this season, and that player goes up. The same as Ferguson. We can talk of what he did to Beckham. We can talk of what he did to Roy Keane. Jaap Stam. Jaap Stam had been in a treble-winning team. He gave him out to AC Milan.
You know the thing with Yav Stam? Yav Stam was sold at the petrol station.
You can also talk about Gabriel Henza. Look at what he did to Gabriel Henza. I want to go
Ruud
to
van
Liverpool.
Nistelrooy.
Okay, you want to go to Liverpool? No, then I'll rather give you to Marseille. I was like, okay, I want to go to Roma. That was the end. Look at Ruud van Nistelrooy. And when they go to Cristiano Ronaldo, it was something that usually on the usual time, I was even a proponent of that, which I'm not going to take myself out. That this is arguably the greatest thing to ever happen to Manchester United. I said arguably. And he comes in as a legend in all of, in quote, his glory, being the top scorer of your team. If you take 100 managers, only about 90, only about 2 or 3 will be able to hold their balls like that and make such a decision. But against all odds, against the fans who have been singing his name, who eulogize, this is a player that has almost 1 billion people following him. The most followed individual on earth. And you make such a decision. Imagine the number of people who will talk. Imagine what because this guy was raking in the money for United. Sponsorship.
So let's look at Ten Hag. I feel that a lot of people, whatever is happening at Manchester United, yes, people are talking about the players and all of that. People are talking about Casemiro. Yes, you can mention the players. But I feel that the biggest element in all of this has been Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah.
He's been the biggest character in the dressing room. He's been the biggest character on the pitch. He is the guy that has made everything thick for Manchester United. His approach to the game, how has it been different from other managers in terms of how he has managed the team technically?
Exactly.
Because I think that under Ole, truth be told, I'm struggling to remember that identity of play that made Manchester United so relevant that when you come to play Manchester United and the Ole Gunnar associate, you probably have to tweak things around. But whenever you are coming to play under with Manchester United and Eric Ten Hag, you have to be very spot on tactically. So let's look at his tactics in relation to other managers.
With his tactics,
managers before.
With his tactics, I wouldn't say that it is because of the influx of specific play. Because if it has to be influx, I will not sit here and say that Casemiro came into United with, in quote, a too much of a bigger profile than Bastian Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger came into United having been part of a treble-winning Bayern team, a World Cup winner. That was the profile he came in with. And of course, Casemiro might have won the Champions League for, but this is Bastian Schweinsteiger. So if it is the players, we wouldn't really attack because there have been big players. There was Di Maria who came in winning the Champions League. There was Radamel Falcao. These are players that came into Manchester United in all of what. But with Ten Hag, I think he, like I was saying, he realized that for the team to play to his tune, he has to make the team his own. And one of the things he had to do was that he had to make it that when they are playing, it is Ten Hag playing. There was something that I listened to. I forgot one. He said, if United was going to beat Barcelona or they are going to win the Carabao Cup against Newcastle, it will have to come down to Ten Hag. Because the typical Manchester United going down against Barca, it was going to be a mauling. Because all the times that they met Barca scores first and the rest goes. But you realize that this Manchester United team, even because if you check their 2 games against Barca, all of them, they went down first. But even when they go down, I don't really know what this guy tells them. I don't really know what he has put in them. I don't really know what, because his players that he's gotten are not relatively better than the players that the managers have. If you take Mourinho, if you take Luis Van Gaal, if you take even Ole, they have not gotten, or he has not gotten better players than them, but he has managed to put an imprint And one of the things that Kofi talked about, improvement of players, only had the same crop of players. This was Fred that we wanted to the United wanted to shape because we're like, McFred playing in the midfield, it's just shambles. Luke Shaw, there was a time that the fans said Luke Shaw should retire. He should retire because he's forgotten how to. This was Diogo Dalot that United were looking for a right back just before Ten Hag came. Wan-Bissaka was told he couldn't even chase the ball. If you take the midfield, the only addition that came in was Casemiro. If you take the front forward, this was a consistently inconsistent Rashford. The maximum he can give you, that is the he ever gave, was 22. So we knew that Rashford here, if he plays at the highest, he goes on, he comes off, he goes on, he comes off. Garnacho, of course, we know that preseason he will play. So it's like almost the same crop of players. And now it has even gotten to the point that he has built a system, not players. To the extent that if one player is not in, just like what Klopp did with his Liverpool, he built a system. It's like that even if you put Origi at number 9, they will still be able to do their job. So for Ten Hag, he has stuck to his ideology. The very thing that he started the season that wasn't working, he learned from mistakes. He kept on with whatever he was doing. And his 4-3-3, because if you watch him at Ajax, he wasn't even playing a recognized centre forward because Dusan Tadic is a false number 9.
At Ajax, he was actually playing a 4-3-3. About Manchester United,
yes,
I see him alternate between a 4-2-3-1 and 4, and at sometimes at certain points a 4-2-2 dynamic diamond 4-2-2. But for most of his technical approach to this Manchester United team, it has been a 4-2-3-1 with either Casemiro and Fred or Casemiro X, whoever he decides to pair in the middle with Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, and Sancho, or whoever he decides to play with Weghorst. But that's I talk about the fluidity. It's the fluidity that makes
you were saying something
excellent.
About Casemiro, whatever he's exhibiting now, probably maybe you didn't watch him at FC Porto. If you watch the Brazil under 20 team of 2011, Neymar, Oscar, Casemiro, he was like an attack. It was like Anderson when he started. He was an attacking midfielder. It wasn't a typical defensive midfielder. That under 20 team that they took to Olympic Games in 2012, he was a typical box-to-box midfielder who could advance in an attacking midfield. So when he was moved to FC Porto in 2014, 2015, he scored, is it 4 goals that season? So when he came to Real Madrid, by then they had issues because they didn't have a defensive midfielder. Lucas Silva had just stopped. So that was when he was pushed back because that job is going to be done by Modric and Kroos. So coming into Manchester United and realized that Bruno Fernandes will not come to the deep line to get a ball and move forward. So then he has the chance to do what he was doing at Porto and in the Brazil under 20.
Okay, so I think that we've expanded on Manchester United, and for the United fans, be excited. At least for now, you guys are on top. You are winning. I mean, in the last 6 years, your only trophy is Carabao. You need to be happy. Glory, Man United. Let me read some comments. Again, we are live on Tadi FM 99.1. Those that are listening to us, please, if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to Sports 101, the best, YouTube sports channel in Africa. We are the best. There's no competition. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And if you are watching us on YouTube too as well, and you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to our channel, like and comment. Let me take some few comments before we move to another topic, which I'm sure you guys will be excited about. Charlie, plenty. So let me take it from the bottom. The league is obviously out of reach. Forget about Kofi's mischief. Purely fanatic. Everybody knows. PSG. Hey. Apostle says that Kofi. Apostle is saying PSG are up by 2 goals to 2 goals from Mbappe and Messi. AC Milan are also up by a goal against Atalanta. The money will cry. You could see the money emoji. The excitement is there. Luton Dazi said, I think United have a better chance of winning Europa than the league. That I agree, even though there's Juventus and other teams. Kofi Asiedu, hey, so you want to win the EPL and you were finding it difficult to say it all this while. Hey, Kofi. Kelvin Deyer says, so will Cristiano Ronaldo get a Carabao Cup medal? Yes, he will get a Carabao Cup medal.
He
If they
win the
win,
league,
if
he
they
will
win
get
the
it.
league, he will get a Carabao.
Europa, he will
So
get it.
he's enjoying the oil money, praying that United wins trophies. Lyrics
That's
says, "Good
it.
evening, everyone here. I just joined. Oh, Lyrics, you missed a lot, but as always, we have you covered. You can go back and watch our videos. It's there." On the difference between Ole and Ten Hag is that Ten Hag reads the game well. He understands the game and can clearly see a pattern of play. And the Ole, it was vibes and smiles. Massa, Jaina, the man is good. Anthony is talking about Ole because by the 1 year honeymoon will soon be over. That's what I'm saying. Let's wait and see the subsequent seasons. Anthony Kofi says, PK Justice, Kofi Pa Ankasana, he is a whole vibe. Hey, Kofi Asedu, Asem, ba, yeah, I'm not good in fancy. Asemba ya nyabotre. Why Kofi Asedu will kill person. Ten Hag is a very good manager. I think he's the one United needed to come back to light after Fergie in the next 2 years, and with a proper financial backing, I believe he will do well. We are all here. The ASU fans are listening. I know Emmanuel Amwesi says, not Casemiro. You can give him some credit, but United have a very solid defense. But overall, it is the mentality, not to a particular individual. The spirit in here is different. So Luton send some super stickers. Luton, we love you. So all those that are sending the super stickers, thank you so much, and God really bless you. It's not a coincidence that United started performing well when Cristiano Ronaldo left. PK says the Ajuju will soon be expired. We are all here. Remember Oli. It's true. Oli did wonders. So guys, keep the super stickers coming. Keep the comments coming as well. It's very important. We love you all. More importantly, Tally, the super stickers is very important. We are live on Tadi FM 99.1 FM. Good evening to all those that are listening to us. We've revolutionized sports when it comes to Sundays. You know what? Very soon we are taking over the entire week. That's not what they want. That's what we will give them. Kofi,
Want to do an entire week? Well,
want to collapse some stages in the region.
well, I mean, our domain goes beyond.
Obviously, Tadi
Yes,
is not in cry.
yes,
Uh,
beyond the city.
so guys, truth be told, I thought, and some Chelsea fans thought that
We are finally
Sterling.
coming to talk about
Oh,
Chelsea.
we can't talk
Oh,
about
okay,
it.
that's great.
We are looking at the some few matches that were played. So Sterling is back. What's his name? The guys from injury are back.
Koulibaly
Fofana
is
is
back.
back.
Yeah.
Koulibaly is
Fathers in
back.
the game.
Oh, honestly, because
Fathers.
truth be
One at
told,
the back.
Sterling on any given day is a good player. Fofana on any given day, one of the last season he was one of the best defenders, sought after defenders, even in Europe. Fofana is back. All these players are back. They have some injection in terms of capital. But today, I agree. I was watching the game before I slept off, but I agree. Chelsea played well up until that goal. When the goal came in, that was what literally killed the spirit of Chelsea. Graham Potter and Chelsea.
Fantastic.
What is
man.
happening?
Fantastic man.
Because for some reason, this man cannot seem to find a means to even draw. Wait, pick up points.
He will find. He will find.
Producer has confirmed that he is actually not picking up the call of Todd Bowley because he doesn't know what will happen.
We'll send
You
you a
know,
text message.
on a more serious note, he's had threats from
Chelsea
Chelsea fans,
Death
threatening
threats.
death threats.
Not just
yes,
threats,
death
death
threats. So probably he thinks that Todd Bowley
So he
will
wakes
add.
up. He wakes up and sees, "We're gonna shoot you, man."
but Chelsea fans, let's be honest. Let's put away the fanaticism. What do you think is the problem with Chelsea? And that question will continue to ask because Todd Bowley is not willing to sack the man. Should we advocate for the sacking of Graham Potter?
Well, let me
let's look at
attempt
Chelsea
to
and
do
Potter.
this. I think that
We're beating 2-0 by Spurs.
and rightly so. I think that Spurs deserve to win. I look at the Chelsea problem. I think honestly, if you're going to be truthful to the situation, it goes way beyond Potter. I was telling somebody that I do not think that any manager worth his salt will walk into this level of chaos. No.
You think so?
One, Potter Yes, I agree he's not the right person to take over this project. I think he's overwhelmed. He's overwhelmed at the wealth of talent at his disposal. But one of the things that is making Potter's job difficult is the trimming down. The trimming down, i.e., knowing who to choose, knowing which player to select. You see, the whole madness at Chelsea, I call it madness because nobody undertakes a rebuild buying 11 plus players. It's crazy. Now the manager
Producer,
is under
how
pressure
many players did he buy in January?
a lot. I
No,
mean,
no more. No, what I'm talking about? Modric.
where's that guy?
What about those two black guys? A guy from Denmark,
Fofana
Norway,
Santos is not even yet.
six.
No, plus some of the signings that they had to make.
I thought we were talking about January.
No, January 6th. But let's all agree that Boli has overseen a a phasing out. I'm talking about the reign of Boli. They
Okay.
bought close to 11 players. I mean,
Yeah.
producer can sell 12. I mean, it's crazy.
That's a whole team. First 11.
I am telling you. You know, in Kuku,
Producer asked that Chelsea have bought more players than they've won matches this
are
season.
they still on 23 points?
So, guys, I hope you are listening on Tidy FM and you are watching us. Chelsea have bought more players than they've won this season.
Are they still on 23 points?
Chelsea have 29 points.
29. Oh, you've moved. That's fine. But I look at the Chelsea project. I think that it was bound to come to this point. Listen, if you're a Chelsea fan, it's not going to get any better in the next 1, 2, 3 years. No, I mean, you know
Are
the
you
kind of
stretching that far? One,
I
two,
I
three
am
years?
telling you, it's not going to get any better because I want to juxtapose where Chelsea are. I want to look at the managers available on the market, and then I want to pitch their strength against major rivals
So
in the domestically.
Producer, can we do this? The managers available. We have
Zidane,
Zidane, Pochettino, Luis Enrique. Let me to these three because for me, I think these three are top notch. Let me add Tuchel because they can go back
you
for
can
him.
you can
So
even add the ex-German coach.
no, you do. Let's put this straight because Enrique has led Barcelona to a treble, led Spain to win, a championship. Zidane, top-notch manager. Pochettino, very good at building teams. So there is Pochettino, there is Zidane, there is Luis Enrique. Guys, if you are a Chelsea owner or if you were the Chelsea owner, which of these managers would you go for? Mauricio Pochettino, Zinedine Zidane, Luis Enrique. We can even add the why. Let's get to hear from you in the comment section. Mauricio Pochettino, Zinedine Zidane, and Luis Enrique. If Todd Bowley was to sack Potter right now and he had the option of choosing between these three, who would you go for?
Well, I
Back
think
to what
that,
you were saying.
well, I think that the level of chaos at Chelsea is adding more to the pressure that Potter has to face every week. Because listen, now what is happening is that the players who are injured are coming back from injury. All of a sudden, I looked at the Chelsea bench when Thiago Silva had to go off. There was Badia Shelley,
Yeah.
there was Fofana, and
Fofana had a very good game today.
Leicester,
Even coming back from injury.
Leicester are bad people. I mean, Leicester are bad people. They are very good marketers. So, be very wary of them. The things you get from them, especially. I am telling you,
Coming from a Manchester United fan, I can understand. Yeah, Harry Maguire.
They can package a lot of not so good things, appear to let it look a bit better. But on a more serious note, these are sad times for Chelsea. I mean, sad time. I'm not the biggest fan of Chelsea. I do not love Chelsea. I do not want them to succeed. You understand? But for a long time, in the last decade, maybe you want to stretch it to 12, 15 years,
They've been
Chelsea have
England's
been one of the
best
shining stars when it comes to the English teams
in Europe.
and not just domestically, their extension beyond the boundaries of Europe.
The last 10
beyond
years, they've been
boundaries-
the most successful English team in Europe.
To watch a team like Chelsea, which potentially could be one of the strongest cards for the EPL out there on foreign land, you understand? Crumble the manner. And for me, it is because one, the owner does not understand the intricacies of football. This is a guy who has come in with the American mentality, think that football should be run that way, has probably hinted at some proposals he wishes to put in place. He does not know jack about football, and I think that the people around him, the people who advise him, they need to set him down, and then they need to let him understand the intricacies of running an elite European team.
Percy, Kofi feels that Todd Bowley is actually the major cause of Chelsea's issues with how he's trying to run the club. What do you make of it?
If I tell you whom I think is the cause,
that's the reason why you have the mic.
It would be a whole different topic. I mean, I would say the UK government, but I wouldn't go there. That would be a whole like Kofi said, if you take Potter, I want to just paint a picture. He's like a teenager with a learner's license.
Driving an
articulated car in a minefield in Iraq.
With a lot of landmines.
Landmines. Let me put it again. A teenager with a learner's license driving an articulated car in a landmine or a minefield in Iraq.
Iraq where?
I mean Iraq. I mean Iraq in terms where full-time Iraq with so this is like
so you feel
Jalalabad?
you feel Potter wasn't prepared for the tax ahead.
Potter was just like, I'm not sure he was advised. I'm not sure he considered a whole lot of factors, because if you talk about the Chelsea conundrum, let me put it that way, and the way they run their system, those who always wipe the poop of the baby are elite managers. They don't take novice. They take novice to mess the team up, and they take cathedrals to come and wipe. We talk about Gus Hiddink. You talk of course when our Israeli
but
coming in.
But you make reference to that, and you seem to forget that Chelsea at some point brought in the Israeli you mentioned his name. Avram
I was talking about
Chelsea
he was an assistant.
Brought in the guy who coached Porto and Tottenham Hotspurs. Andres Villas-Boas.
Yes, I was coming to that.
Chelsea have brought in managers that literally were that A-list managers.
That I would disagree. I will start with what you call it, our Israeli manager, Avram Grant. He had been an assistant. I'm coming. He had been in Chelsea, had known the system of Chelsea. I'm coming. And who were the players there? There was Lampard, there was Terry. These players were A-list players.
If you talk about the players,
I'm coming. The Villas-Boas we were talking about had been an assistant of Mourinho, had been with FC Porto, had gone to Europa final, and had won with Falcao.
Still.
He was if you win Europa, you were an A-list player, you were an A-list coach. Don't pop your eyes like you are possessed. Don't do that.
Is Unai Emery an
elite
manager?
He is an elite manager.
Unai Emery is an elite manager. Oh, come on.
Listen.
Listeners and viewers.
I'm coming.
Unai Emery is an elite manager.
He's won the Europa 4 times.
Will you let him coach Manchester United?
I'm coming. Lucky. Let me tell you this. Let me mention these coaches. And you tell me whether they are good managers.
No, there's a difference between an elite manager and a good manager.
You tell me whether they are elite. You tell me. You tell me whether they are elite managers. Giovanni Trapattoni.
He's an elite manager.
Why?
I look at the body of work of Giovanni.
What was his work?
You see, that's why I'm saying that to classify somebody as an elite manager, it's not necessarily winning a trophy.
I'm coming. You tell me why.
Somebody like Tuchel. I would like Trapattoni to Tuchel. Though Tuchel eventually won the Champions League with. But Trapattoni built teams. Not just teams that lasted eras.
I'm coming. How many
eras? And won trophies as well.
Oh, do you know? I'm coming.
I'm
coming. Unai Emery of 2013-2014. Listen, after Sevilla won the Europa League in 2006 and beating Barca in the UEFA Super Cup in 2006. They seemingly went into oblivion. That was Sevilla.
Let's stick to the topic. Let's stick to the topic. We'll come to this. We'll come back to this one.
What I'm trying to say is that Chelsea deviated from what they normally do.
Okay.
When you talk of, let's even say that Villas-Boas is not an elite manager. He was not brought in to wipe anybody's poop. Ancelotti had won 2 trophies with them, 2009, 2010. And he had gone to Champions League quarterfinals and was second in the league.
Okay.
2010, 2011. So it wasn't like he had messed the team up. Chelsea wanted a new direction and they brought in Villas-Boas. But they didn't wait for Villas-Boas to bring the team into disrepute. Then they pushed him off. Who came in? The coach who came in was a coach who had been in Chelsea. That's what I'm trying to say. Either they bring in someone who had been in Chelsea and knows the system.
So the problem with this Chelsea setup is they have brought in somebody who literally is not
Has
so
no-
much experience
One,
to be able to manage
that is
the
one-
mess at Chelsea.
Yes, he does not know the system at Chelsea. He knows absolutely nothing at Chelsea. He has not seen anything in football.
Are we not towing the line of somebody who goes to look for a job and they say, come with 5 years, 10 years experience? How do you get experience if you are not willing to give me the experience?
Do you know one of the most difficult jobs to land? Let me tell you, Delta Airlines. Do you know it is easier to get into Harvard than get into Delta Airlines?
Why?
You're asking me why? It is not about you going and saying that, where do I get experience from? Do you know what it takes to work in Delta Airlines?
Okay, so you are saying, do you know what it takes to work as a Chelsea manager?
That is what it means.
Okay.
I wouldn't change that. To work as a Chelsea manager, I'm talking
You need
about
to
in
have
this era.
built your source.
You should be tell me those managers who came in apart from the assistant managers. That is Avram Grant and Di Matteo,
But
who have not won anything.
But of a truth, what Percy is saying is
Every
true. If you look
manager-
at the trajectory of managers that have
bring in
passed through
Champions
Chelsea,
League winners,
they
Europa,
are solid winners.
League winners.
Scolari won the World Cup with
World
Brazil.
Cup.
That's a World Cup winning manager.
World Cup
coaching
winning
Chelsea.
manager.
Say whatever you want to say about Antonio Conte. He was a winner at Italy. He comes
Italy.
to me and he wins.
Yes.
That's Jose Mourinho.
Yes.
Ancelotti. The other guy. What's his name? I've forgotten.
Tuchel
his
had
name.
won the league.
Exactly. So the profile,
AVB.
yes, the profile of
Every
managers that have
single
handled
manager.
Chelsea have all been managers who at least they have tasted that.
In fact, the
winning
only
mentality.
person who didn't even win anything.
Okay, so you just have to say it. I mean, in summary, you look at Potter and you appreciate grace. In summary,
You look at Potter, you ask,
appreciate grace,
which Grace?
grace and favor.
Okay. I thought there was a coach named Grace. Okay, I get what you're trying to say.
So what I'm trying to say is that save.
Let's wrap up on this.
Yeah, I'm
Chelsea
wrapping up.
thing. Yeah.
Save Avram Grant, who came into Chelsea, has not winning anything and leaving. He's the only person who came to Chelsea. He didn't win anything before he came to Chelsea. And when he became a manager in Chelsea, he didn't win anything. You take him aside. Every single manager had either won something before coming. Gusidik is a winner before he came. Every single, you just mentioned them, about the 14 managers or so. Every one of them had either won a trophy before or comes to Chelsea and wins and leaves. But Potter came in, has not won anything. And from the look of things, he might not win anything. So he was just caught in the crossfire. He was walking his way. And he just saw people shouting, thief, thief, thief. And probably he started running. And maybe they took him and
I'm surrounded by people who, are so.
It's not his fault.
Let me take some comment, but you are listening to us live on Tiny FM 99.1. We are live with our Sunday sports. It's crazy. The best sports show you can find anywhere in the country at the moment. Percy has some WhatsApp messages. You read them before. I think after he finishes reading, I'll take the messages on YouTube.
I have one here. He says, I'm Hope Sam. Happy birthday to Oli. We win it for you.
Leave Ole alone.
Today is Ole's birthday. I think this is a very good. It's not just a coronation; it's a birthday party for him because.
Any other comments?
Yes, I think this one, the one I have for now. If
Okay,
they come
so
out,
keep the comments coming via our WhatsApp line. Percy, the WhatsApp line again.
It's 0242 145 249. Again, 0242 145 249. And if you are the diaspora, you have to add +233. So it makes it +233 242 145 249.
Okay, we have some few minutes to check out and we'll quickly wrap up. But before we go, we'll give you something that you know when it comes to Sports 101. We have it covered. Quickly, let me take this comment before we switch to the way Graham Potter is coaching Chelsea. I see him as a player coach. Hey, Asemo PK. Larry says that he's actually tagging Bernard Kwame Bentum. I see you, bro. Please, I beg, don't want to be this. What? The body nice. Oh, sorry. Kelvin De here says that Kofi Asedu's face when Lucky asked Percy if he wants Unai Emery to manage. I think the camera captured it. It's golden. I'm surprised.
I think we need a short,
Unai
a
Emery,
short
Ellie's
of
manager. Charlie, Kelvin, thank you. Thank you for bringing that into
We don't want any good evening.
PK says Emma Hayes is a better manager than Graham Potter, always clapping on top of his head. Litindazi says, yes, Bole is the major cause of Chelsea's problem. What was he thinking into bringing Modric when you have all these wingers? Chelsea and Potter are married. Is a married made in heaven. They are married for life. Okay, so before we wrap up, as exciting as the basketball season is for me, before we went into the All-Star break, and for me, the All-Star break had taken a little dip because, especially the dunk contest. The past 4 or 5 years, I had not enjoyed. I think the last time I enjoyed it was when Zach Levine and Aaron Gordon went at each other crazy. That was the last time I enjoyed. But I think they've tried to modify it, and this year it was very good. But the Lakers, for me, I'm surprised at how well they are playing. And if you look at their ratings now, they might make a push for the playoffs, and they might not even end up at a play-in, tournament. Let's look at your Lakers. What do you think is working for the Lakers now? Because they're about some 5-game winning run, and for me, it's very surprising. I think that after this whole last trade in the NBA season, bringing in their old boy, from
D'Angelo
Russell coming in, they
yes,
trading Russell Westbrook to
Malik
Malik.
Beasley coming
They
in,
seem to, and Mo
Vanderbilt,
Bamba,
Mo
Bo
Bamba,
Bamba,
Mo
they seem
Bamba,
to have turned their tides around.
and
You're
then
excited.
Hachimura,
You're excited about the Lakers.
Hachimura.
What is
You know,
going right for
as
the
we speak,
Lakers this
as we
season?
speak, the Lakers are playing against the
The
Dallas
Dallas Mavericks,
Mavericks.
yeah.
So if you're a basketball
Before we
fan,
sign out, we'll give them the update before we
yes,
sign out.
it's currently in the first quarter,
Yeah.
and the Mavericks are leading the Lakers by 9-6. You understand? It's still very early in the first quarter. I think it will give us a truest indication of where the Lakers are with this particular project. And the Lakers team were one of the most poorly constructed teams in the NBA. If you look at the Lakers that won the title in the bubble, from all of the changes that they had to make, Rob Pelinka and the rest of the team in the front decks, all of the changes they
Ginny
had to,
Bass and all these
yes, all
guys.
of the changes they had to make, you realize that they isolated the strength of LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and it was amazing that from the team that won in the bubble, it was just left with LeBron James, I think Anthony Davis, and Austin Reeves. You
Yeah.
understand? And so now what they have done is that they've added a lot more versatility.
There are a lot of perimeter shooters
And
in
then
there.
the team has been made more athletic and younger.
Yeah.
You look at Malik Beasley. He is a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He's the kind of guy Chelsea needs. I mean, if you want somebody to score a goal, Malik Beasley is that guy who can get you the sharp shot. In the last game when they had to play against the Golden State Warriors, he had 20 plus points, 7 3-pointers. Before his acquisition, the Lakers were one of the poorly shooting
They didn't have
3-point.
shooters,
Exactly.
especially 3-point shooters in that
So
team.
so you look at that, you look at the playmaking that D'Angelo Russell brings on board, and then you look at the size of somebody like Mo Bamba. He's able to play as the 5 or the center. When Anthony Davis does not want to fill in that position, so Mo Bamba can slot in there. Then Vanderbilt also is a defender,
A very solid perimeter defender.
defender. Is a good rebounder. You understand? Then Hachimura, the first Japanese American to play for the Lakers. I mean, I think that if you look at the Lakers against the Golden State Warriors, it will tell you why people think the Lakers are going to go in the right direction. For the first time in many years,
Yeah.
what this does is that they can keep the same team for 2 years and moving forward. So what this does is that it allows a lot of continuity. Do you understand? It allows a lot of continuity. And then in that game against the Golden State Warriors, the two captains, people do not know, but in basketball they are captains.
Yeah.
So in the Lakers is the LeBron James and Anthony Davis. The two captains were poor offensively, but the rest of the team had to
very
carry
solid.
the team
Very
through the offenses. And I think that the Lakers are moving in one direction. They are 1.5 games behind the Golden State Warriors for the 10th automatic position.
Yeah.
I think the Lakers are going to catch them. We are going to go to the playoffs, and anybody should be wary of wanting to meet this particular Lakers because, like Real Madrid, when we get there, we smell blood.
But no, the Lakers and the NBA playoffs are a match made in heaven. But truth be told, I think that there's the competition in the West is amazing. There is the Dallas Mavericks, there is the Phoenix Suns, there is the even Grizzlies. Now they have actually they're on a poor run of form, but there's the Grizzlies, there are the Clippers. The competition in the West is solid. Percy, um, before we wrap up, Sports 101 is not just known for football, other sports. Everybody knows that. I spoke about the competition in the Western Conference. Let me give you a list. So there's the Phoenix Suns, there's the Memphis Grizzlies, there's the Dallas Mavericks. Who would you add in the? Hey, I forgot the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, the Denver. Yeah, I forgot. They are leading. They are leading. They have the number one spot. Who would you? Which two teams will make the Western Conference playoffs final?
It's
I'll
like
give you a list. The Lakers will not make the Western Conference playoff final. That's true. The Lakers, these 5 teams that I've mentioned, the Lakers cannot beat any of them in a round of game of 7. The Phoenix Suns, Denver Nuggets. That's the truth. Phoenix Suns, Denver Nuggets.
mentioning it's like
Dallas Mavericks. Yes, we have like 3 minutes to round. Which 2 teams do you think will make it? Quickly.
it's funny that my team is actually, I don't know whether we are going up or we are coming down.
Which team?
Kofi knows.
No, which team?
Golden State Warriors. So
They are
so
which team will make the finals in the West?
the truth is that I'm expecting the finals. I'm expecting Golden State Warriors to be in the finals, but I know Kofi. I'm coming. I'm saying that. Left to me alone. I'm coming. Left to me alone. Left to me alone. It's like when you got to the crunch time of the whole thing, I really don't know what is happening to us. I really don't know. AC Milan will attest to it. I really don't know. I'm getting to know that injuries have not really been fair with us this season. We've had a lot of injuries this season, but Lakers getting to the crunch time of the season, you realize that they are really pulling up. They unlike last season and 2 seasons before, that everything had to fall on them. LBJ and Anthony Davis also having a lot of injuries. This time, like you said, the rest of the team are all coming into play.
Okay.
And I'm expecting to see Lakers. And like you said, when they get there, you know.
Messi is mentioning Lakers in the final. Let me wrap up with the vote. Should Chelsea sack Todd Bowley? Ironically, 62% say no, 38% say yes. People are shocked. No, they are shocked. You know, United, maybe those that are voting are United.
You don't want it to be fast.
So Abigail says that Sports 101 is here to stay. Great episode, guys. I love this episode so much myself. Litinai says they've brought in players to complement LeBron James. That's true. One of the best teams. The Celtics in the East is the Celtics. Listen, yesterday, Jason Tatum's last killer shot against the Philadelphia is a solid team in there. I think the Celtics will win the West. They will go to the finals with the Bucks. These are the 2 teams that will end up in the final. But if like Kofi said, if the Suns have a healthy team, they will end up in the final against the Denver Nuggets in the West. I'm predicting the Suns and the Denver Nuggets in the West. But guys, it was a lovely show this evening. We're live and we are live on Tadi FM 99.1 FM. And listen, we are doing this with you. Those that sent us the super stickers, thank you so much. God richly bless you. We love you as always. Yes, more importantly, please subscribe to Sport 101. Just click the subscription button there, and every time we upload a video, you get notified and you have access to quality content. This is quality sports done in a fun-filled atmosphere, just like you guys love it. Kofi, I did it with Kofi Asiedu, I did it with Percy, the historian. Kofi is excited because Manchester had the first trophy in 6 years, and the trophy they want to is not either the FA Cup or anything. The list
Master,
of the
some people
trophies,
are winning into Toto. Into Toto, they account
Carabao
into
Cup,
Toto.
and they are making noise. But guys, we love you so much. Listen, like I said, wait till we bring you that breaking news. It will shatter everything in the western and central regions, everywhere, even in Accra. There's a breaking news coming in. This is what Sports 101 knows how to do best. Very soon, we'll give you that breaking news. But go to our Facebook page. It's also very important. Follow us on Facebook, everywhere. Make sure you are following us on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, Sports 101. We did this together. The producers are here. Kofi Asedu, any message, last word for them before we sign out? Time is up.
Well, shout outs to the guys who listen to us from Tardy
Luton,
99.1.
Give
Yes,
us a
Lawton
super
gave us
sticker, yeah.
super stickers. Wow, the Mavericks are starting to show why they are one of the contenders
We will come
for the
back to that
West.
next
But I
week.
mean, well, shout outs to the guys who listened on the
Tardy
Tardy
FM,
FM.
yeah.
Great guys, great guys.
And those that are, if you are listening, let us know you are listening to us because we know a lot of people are listening. Percy, any message before we
Yes,
sign out?
like you said, this is not just a football show. You know, the F1 season is about to start. March is about to start. There would be a whole lot of news. A PGA Tour, that is the Grand Slam, is about to start with Augusta Masters.
Everything
We'll
sports,
cover
Sports
everything. So
101 has you covered.
just be waiting. We have a whole lot of things for you. And
Next week, United Liverpool. You know, it's next week, Saturday or Sunday.
it's a dead match. It's a dead match. It's a
Sports
dead match.
101, we have a special package for you. But guys, thanks so much. We are out of here. Next week, United Liverpool. Yalla.